Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome. Thank you so much for coming along to this meeting this evening. Before we start, it might help those who've not attended one of these meetings before if I explain a little about their purpose. First, I'll give a brief report to you on the highlights of our parish year and raise any longer-term issues that you might like to ponder. Our ward councillor then, Craig Brown, will follow with a similar report on the affairs of the parish within the wider context of Cheshire East Council. Our two reports might well then trigger certain questions you might have, and he or I, ably assisted by our colleagues on the parish council, will do our best to answer those questions now or deliver to you a more comprehensive answer in writing over the next few days. You might also have questions that were not prompted by our reports, and we will of course be delighted to answer those questions on the same basis. Lastly, if there are Alderley Edge community groups who would like to update the village residents on matters you feel are interesting, then you are most welcome to use this meeting to inform us about these matters. The parish council will then complete a report of the meeting, which will be published on the Alderley Edge Parish Council website, and your questions, answers and reports might well then be included in our Village News magazine, which is published every quarter. Let me start with my own report to you. It has certainly been a mixed year, with May 2021 seeing us all slowly emerging from the worst of the pandemic, with something of a return to normality blossoming in the spring. But this all came too late for our May Fair, which was wisely postponed till September last year, after a summer where many of us attempted to get away. The joy of the late May Fair was short-lived, as we felt the restrictions reintroduced as Omicron variant of COVID arrived and threatened our run-up to Christmas. But somehow we prevailed. The village looked well, lit by our new Christmas lights, and a new style, less commercial, Christmas light switch on. Not all went smoothly during that event, however, and many improvements will be introduced to the event this year. Remembrance Sunday also took on a new look, held within the church gardens, but without a marching band and parade, in line with the latest guidelines from the Royal British Legion, who now suggest that a parade is no longer as relevant as it once was, especially after the 100-year centenary, as fewer and fewer within our community have known military service. This might be an issue with you, and you might want to comment on this later. And do please let us know what you think. During 2021, my colleagues on the Parish Council and many others outside our group saw the completion of the Alderley Edge Neighbourhood Plan. Many of you will have seen this beautifully presented document, which has already helped to define the building styles and restrictions necessary to keep our village protected from some property developers. A huge thank you to everyone involved, as it was truly a mammoth task by any standards, especially when all gave their time so freely. Their detailed and meticulous examination of what we need as a carefully planned community met all of our residents' approvals through the consultation process and subsequently passed through the inspector's hands without issue. It was remarkable work, and it does now make it easier for us as a parish council when we are asked to fight someone's corner during the many planning disputes that we attend on behalf of residents in any one year. Not all has been well in the village, though. Like me, I'm sure most of you are angry at the way our village has been stolen from us every weekend by organised gangs of antisocial car vandals who choose us as their weekend playground. With the police and Cheshire East struggling to find a straightforward solution to this problem, my praise goes to Craig Brown, who's worked so hard to seek some way forward. It was lovely to see the Alderley Edge Festival return. It was a hugely successful event, and we continue to be proud to host and hold this very special music and speech event here in the village. Indeed, it is one of the oldest events of this kind anywhere in the country. Born here in Alderley Edge in 1909, it quickly outgrew the possible venues in the village at that time and needed the festival hall to be built to house the festival. That was done in 1928. It's wonderful to see the Alderley Edge Orchestra performing again too at the festival hall last year and again here at the festival hall recently. It helps to lift our spirits as we attempt to put the pandemic we have all had to endure behind us. A brand new and wonderful multi-use games arena, a Muga, is being built at Alderley Edge Community Primary School as we speak, due to be completed very shortly. This huge venture is thanks to the tireless efforts of the school's PTA and the generous donations and fundraising activities they have organised, arranged and stimulated over a number of years. And their efforts have been supported generously by the excellent Alderley Edge Institute Trust, the Parish Council and Beach Hall School Trust Limited. Anonymous donations and unbelievable kindness has helped bring this dream together. It will transform the school and be a wonderful community asset for other groups to share. Throughout the year, Alderley and Broome Group have worked tirelessly to keep the village looking well. Our thanks to all their volunteers for their hard work, not just for preparing floral displays, but for their litter picking and their tending of unloved pieces of ground around the village. And thank you too to the Alderley Edge Station volunteers who have enjoyed great success in helping the station look so much better over the last year or so. We do encourage as many of our village community groups to contribute regularly to our village news magazine, which we publish quarterly and distribute to every home and business in Alderley Edge. This allows the groups to keep residents informed about their past and future activities. The May Fair is back too last weekend and was another triumph for the organisers. Again, a small group of volunteers who work so very hard to make life in our village a bit special. It was a pleasure to be stopped by residents and visitors alike, all complimenting the village for a lively procession. The best ever there, they cried. Many congratulations to everyone involved. Early in June, we can all enjoy the Jubilee weekend. Come and help us pack the park and enjoy the party at the Palace on Saturday the 4th of June in front of our giant screen. Bring your eats and drinks and have some fun. Keep your eyes on the BBC programme schedule, but it's all due to start in the late afternoon, early evening. Or come on Sunday and enjoy a street party in the park with a Jubilee pageant on the big screen. It's all totally free, courtesy of the Parish Council, as long as you take your litter home or put it in the skips we have provided. And lastly, we propose to remember the Queen's Platinum Jubilee by erecting new Jubilee gates at the entrance to the park from Riley's Lane car park. And this will be done a little later in the year. It will be our special tribute to Her Majesty the Queen, who has served us all for over 70 years. We will let you know when the gates will be officially installed through our Village News magazine. May I say to you all that your parish council is lively, active, dedicated and wholly in support of our village. As you know, it's made up of volunteers with no political party loyalties. We just aim to do the very best we can to keep our village vibrant and full of happy residents. I never thought I would be a parish councillor, but I work with truly magic people who inspire me, and I'm very proud to be with them. I want to thank them for their hard work, their guidance and good cheer, whether they be councillors or members of our wonderful parish council and festival hall staff. If you'd like to join us, and help us to look after the future of our village, we would always love to talk to you. It is very definitely worth the effort. And thank you for listening.